Morning, students. It's Pastor Dan here, and it is your Monday morning update. As always, we want to give you some highlights of what's going on, as well as some updates of what's coming up, and then a quick kind of overview of what we talked about yesterday in our ministry. If you were not around this last week, we had lots of fun. We had a random fun night in middle school. We had a baptism on Sunday morning. And then Sunday night, we had our big event for our high schoolers. We went bowling last night. So much fun. Thank you for coming out, hanging out with us last night, high schoolers. Remember, we have some great things coming up this coming week, as well as we head into our holidays. Middle schoolers, we have big game night this coming Wednesday night. You do not want to miss that. It's one of my favorite games we're playing. It's called Battleship. If you've never played Battleship with us, you need to come out and join us. We'll also continue our series on purpose. We're getting into talking about where we are, the purposes of the places we are, and where God places us. So middle schoolers, make sure you do not miss out on that. On Sunday morning, this coming Sunday, we have some big things going on. This Sunday morning is breakfast morning for all of our students. So come join us a few minutes before service, a few minutes into service. The second service, we'll be having some waffles together, some toppings, just a great time to hang out with your friends and eat some food before we get into our Sunday morning worship or our middle school, Sunday school time. So make sure you are here. Sunday night, we are also doing something special at the end of high school ministry. Since we're not doing a dinner night this month because of the holidays, we are doing a smoothie night. So this coming week, if you're here in high school ministry, just around the corner here, they're doing a $5 smoothie night for us right before they close. So make sure you bring $5, high schoolers, and come hang out with us this Sunday night. If you were not around here yesterday, we began a series 2 weeks ago talking about this elemental idea of faith. It's going to set the tone for the rest of our school year as we talk and we kind of build around this idea of having the basic elements, the periodic table, if you will, of our Christian life. We knew our world around us has a periodic table we studied in school about the basic things that make up all of our world. But there's some basic things that make up all of our faith. And we want to spend some time unpacking those things, looking at those things, studying those things this second half of the year. But as we get to the end of this year, we just want to kind of give you some fundamental, basic, elemental things that help us understand and get us ready for the second half of the year. Yesterday, we talked about the basic, fundamental, elemental thing of having a quiet time with God. We spent some time just looking and saying, what does it look like for us? Some simple hints for us to have a great quiet time with God. And it really starts off with silence. Really making sure that we can find time to be silent. 5 or 10 minutes of our day. I mean, we can all give up 5 to 10 minutes of our day just to sit quietly with God. It doesn't have to be something amazing, doesn't have to be over the top. It simply is you sitting and being still with God. Opening His Word for a few moments, spending some time talking to God for a few moments, and just having some silence. The Bible says to be still and know that I am God. We are so incredibly busy. Our world is so incredibly loud. What would it look like for you just to spend 5, maybe 10 minutes just being quiet, sitting quietly somewhere with God? It's that time that will change your life. We also talked about this idea of schedule, making sure that you have a scheduled time. Really putting something in your schedule every single day and saying, you know what, this is going to be my 5 to 10 minutes with God every single day. If we don't put it in our schedule, it's not going to happen. Find a time in your day, whether it's beginning of the day, end of the day, maybe in the middle of the day. Maybe you can find a spot somewhere during a study hall just to have a couple minutes with God. Here's the deal. If you take just 10 minutes every single day, you can have an hour with God every single week. 10 times 7, 70 minutes. All you have to do is say, I'm going to schedule my time. You do it with everything else. You schedule your classes, you have a schedule for your sports and your extracurricular activities, your family. Take some intentional time to schedule with God. The Bible says to seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. If you put God first in your day, maybe it's not the first thing of your day, but you make sure that in your schedule you prioritize God, God will bless all these other things. And the final thing we talked about yesterday was solitude. Finding time alone with God. While you're silenced and you're scheduled, find a moment just to be alone with God. The Bible actually tells us to go into your room or go into your closet and have a private time with God in secret so that He can see what you do in secret and bless you. This moment, the thing that we were talking about yesterday, is simply saying, all right, what does it look like? And I begin to talk about this idea of the Jewish culture a little bit and their prayer shawl, their prayer scarf, if you will, that's the best way for us to understand it. And for them to have that moment where they picked it up, put it on top of their head, and closed it in front of them, and found just even a moment right where they were. The world was happening all around them, but they found a moment just to have a private closet that they made of their own making right there. Maybe you have a quiet spot, your room, a closet, a literal closet. Maybe it is just like the Jews. Maybe you just find something to pull over your face just for a minute to have time with God. Maybe it's your hoodie, pull your hoodie over your face just for a moment to talk to God about what is going on in your life. It could be in your room, it could be in your back seat, it could be in your classroom. But it's so very elemental for us to have a quiet time with God personally. Like we said yesterday, what would it look like if you only ate once a week? You would be starving. If the only time you have with God is here in church, you are spiritually going to starve. You need to spend time every single day eating spiritually, talking to God spiritually, growing and feeding yourself spiritually. We're going to talk a lot more about this in the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, as we talk more about the idea of Bible study. But we wanted to give you just some simple hints yesterday as we started off our week about what it looks like to have silence, scheduled solitude with God. Hopefully you have a wonderful week. Hopefully you find some time with God this week. We would love to talk to you more, give you some more hints. If you're looking for some more resources on how to have a quiet time with God, let me know. We would love to help you do this a little better in your own life. Hopefully you have a wonderful week. We will talk to you on Wednesday. We'll talk to you on Sunday. See you later.